look at the picture. It's very colorful and it looks very tasty. As you know, as you all know, this is sushi. And next, this is also a good one. Please look at this point. The shape of sushi is almost all the same, and even the shape of inside is almost same. This is a work that professionals do. Please remember that point. And next, how should I say? before I say my opinion, please imagine that situation. A father watched this sushi his son made, and the father said to him, "Oh, this is that. Sorry, you had a great job, my son. You would be a sushi chef in the near future." Can you imagine such situation? If I say honestly, the shape sucks. I mean, look at the point. I mean, the shape of all of them aren't in the same balance. Look, this is round, and this is a square, and this is a triangle. Oh my God! Please compare this and this one and this one. Totally different, right? Normally, we cut sushi piece to piece from one long sushi, so the shape should become same. And next is, when I watched this picture, my jaw dropped. If I ordered something and this come out in front of me, I would go mad. If you were me, what would you do? So, for what do you eat sushi? Because it is modern now, or you want to be popular with women? Again, please look at this picture. I'd like to ask you just one point. Do you know what is cramped in it? I mean, what I want to say is that sometimes both of the ingredients are fighting each other for dressing up. It's being mixed: avocado, eel, mango, and prosciutto, and fish eggs, and Japanese sauce, teriyaki sauce, and I'm pretty sure cream cheese is also in it. So, can you imagine the taste?
No.
No. So, you don't know completely what are you eating. So, hello everyone. Thank you for coming today. My name is TETSUYA Nishioka. I'm from Japan. Before I came here, this school, I worked at a Japanese restaurant in Niagara Falls for 5 months. And before I came in Canada, I was in Germany for 2 years and worked at a Japanese sushi restaurant. So I've seen many foreign Japanese cuisine in several countries for over 3 years. Germany, Netherlands, Switzerland, Italy, Spain, Canada, and of course Japan. So, what image do you generally have about Japanese food? Do you think Japan equals sushi? Don't you think Japanese people often eat sushi? I tell you, the average of eating sushi of Japanese person is about 15 to 20 times per year. Just 15 to 20 times each year. Does that surprise you? So then, what are we usually eating? What are we usually eating in our daily life? Let me show you some food. This is we call ramen. This is noodle soup. And this is a soy sauce based ramen. Soy sauce based soup ramen. And actually we have various type of ramen. Something else, we have this is salt based, and this is miso based, and this is a tonkotsu based soup ramen. Actually, we often eat it after drinking. It has become Japanese custom nowadays. When it comes to Canadian, they eat hot dog after drinking. It is very similar to ramen, isn't it? And next is we call it gyudon. This is a group of donburi, and donburi is one of eating style, and that topping is on rice, and especially gyudon is thin sliced beef and onions are on rice. In fact, all of them are more popular than sushi in Japan, and at the same time, I can say they are national food in Japan. And when it comes to national food in Japan, you would eat those food in Toronto. There is so many Japanese sushi restaurants here in Toronto. But however now, new wave of Japanese food are arriving in Toronto. Do you happen to know Izakaya? If I explain it with simple word, I would say Izakaya is a jack of all trades of Japanese food, Japanese restaurant. Izakaya is a watering place for people like businessmen. Look at this picture. As you see, you can't find any child in it. Why? Let me explain the reason. Normally, we write izakaya in Japanese like that. And this word means be or exist. And this word means alcohol. And this word means restaurant. So, izakaya is a restaurant where existing alcohol. So that's why it's difficult to find any child in it. And this is also another reason you couldn't find any child in a picture, because I didn't prepare such a picture which there's child in it. But I don't say there is no child there. Of course, many families use izakaya too. The most different point between izakaya and normal restaurant is the atmosphere of restaurant. Whenever customers come in restaurant, all of employees welcome you by using loud greeting every time. Something like that. いらっしゃいませ. All of them say it at the same time. It might be exaggerated, but I say in izakaya they don't need any music at all. Because the voice of employees are making sort of music. So it means we will never listen high tempo music while eating. Actually, I don't want to dance while eating. How do you think? Do you want to dance while eating? No. Thank you. And okay, this is a menu of izakaya. And from here to here, and from here to here, all of them are menu of izakaya. Menu they have, and surprisingly, they are only today's special. So it means they have more 2 or 3 times of food constantly. That's why I said you can eat everything you want. This is a sample of meal. They have salad, seafood, and noodle, and fish. And this is a deep fried chicken. And you also can eat kind of donburi. And what do you think about that? If you guessed it's cooked, it's easy to cook, you are right. We call it as a 3-color donburi. And today I prepared this food, exactly same one for you. But limited of time and money, I couldn't prepare for all of you. And one more reason, because the most of money I had were taken by Joe. Joe is actually producer of this ESL school. This is Joe. So anyway, I want you to try it. So who wanna try it? Please raise your hand. Okay, so I have actually 5 meals. So
I will share my bowl with other people.
Okay,
Right now? Okay.
So take.
First. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. So
And some back there.
Yeah, some back there.
Okay.
Well, maybe during the intermission, maybe we can.
Spoon.
Yeah.
We're fine.
I will say before intermission, people can please.
please.
And what's this dish called again, this type of food?
Sorry?
What is this type of food called?
Donburi.
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 Buri. Yes.
Right.
donguri. But the person who couldn't eat today, don't worry about that, because I brought my video clip today, how to make it. And I have here my recipe also, so now I distribute you my recipe. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes.
So let's watch it. Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make an original Japanese sauce and one simple meal with using a sauce. But before we start the presentation, let me introduce my assistant who is recording this video clip. So she's Saki. So please watch this video while going over my recipe. I'm pretty sure you all have it right now. So let's start. At first, please prepare these seasonings: soy sauce, Japanese sake or mirin, and honey and sugar. This time I'll be using Japanese sake. And please put together all of them at the same time in a fry pan or a saucepan. The amount of them, please look at the paper. So after that, you only have to boil until it gets half of a month. It takes about 5 minutes. And in 5 minutes, the sauce should become like that. You can see. So that's it. It's very simple, right? So you can preserve it in a fridge for a long time. So next, I show you a simple and delicious meal with using a sauce. So first, please prepare ground meat. This time I'll be using pork, but you can also use whatever meat you want. It's totally up to you. And please heat the meat until it cooks through. And after that, put the sauce. Then please simmer away until most of the sauce is absorbed. It takes also 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, you can make like that. You can see. And at the end, I recommend you to make such side dishes as a fried spinach. This is a fried spinach with rich fried with butter, and this is scrambled eggs. So we are almost done. Please put the rice in a bowl and decorate these 3 items. Something like that. So okay, so okay, it's finished. It makes your mouth water, doesn't it? So as you watch, this is very simple and everyone can make very easy. So please try it. Bye bye. So this is a really very simple meal. So everyone can make very easy. So please try it. So why have I been explaining about Japanese food until now? Because I wanted to say this point to you very strongly. It is time to try new Japanese food. Think about your life. It is important to keep your daily life. However, on the other hand, whenever you challenge something new, you can get something, even if it's a bad thing. And from that experience, your knowledge will spread more, right? So if you agree with my opinion, why don't you try to another new Japanese food? I mean, why don't you go to Izakaya? Actually, I will work at the new opened Japanese Izakaya restaurant after I graduated from this school. And this restaurant doesn't open yet, but coming soon. The name of Don Don Izakaya. It's between a bay and Dundas Street, so it's very close from Eaton Center. So please come there and enjoy new Japanese food. And my last word is, I'm not here to advertise the restaurant. Thank you for your listening.
Tetsuya. Now I'm hungry.
I know.
Why'd you do that to me? Well, while I try to get my stomach to calm down from that wonderful meal, let's get... While I get my stomach to calm down from that wonderful meal that you served us, let's get some judges' comments. I think we'll start with Andrew.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. I'll try and keep it fairly brief because I have given a lot of feedback before today. First of all, let me say your time. I actually went a little over time, but that's actually a good thing because I could tell that you slowed down a little bit in what you were saying and pausing before asking an important question. That sort of thing was really good. I think you made eye contact with the judges and gave us food. That was very good. Especially because your back was kind of turned to us a lot, but that's not entirely your fault, I think. So, but overall, because I've seen you from the beginning, it was really a great improvement. Small grammatical problems sometimes, but I don't want to be too picky about that. Become the same, be the same. Excuse me. What are you eating? What you are eating? Just these kind of things. Doesn't open yet. Isn't open yet. Little, grammatical problems like that. Your video was very good, very interesting. I like how you turned off the screen when you wanted to directly ask questions to the audience and face to face. That was very good. Yeah, the up and down of your presentation of your video and pictures was great. You tried to make it very physical by drawing pictures as well and moving around. Your jokes worked nicely. Because you sort of did them in your preparation, but it wasn't quite, but it actually worked when you did it. That's the way it is.
Worried about that.
My only complaint is just the way you started with a little bit of a hop at the very beginning. That's the only thing that I really didn't like to think. But otherwise, great progress.
Thank you.
So I was thinking, just to make it consistent, the way that I would give feedback is to everybody is to give you a few points on what I thought that you did well at, then some ways that you could improve, and also
Microphone. Okay.
so what you did well, how you could improve, and also just give you one or two things that I remember. So maybe a year from now, I'll think back to this day and remember. So the things that I really thought that you did well, Tetsuya, where you're a very natural speaker. You're very confident, standing up there as well as on the video. And I would like to, I agree with what you were saying, that you made a point of looking at us, and the room's really, I mean, you've got to cover like 360 degrees here, so thank you for bringing everybody in. I love the visuals, and especially that the ones that were on a white background, because then what you wanted us to see really stood out, and the way you worked humor in, and was because you just seemed at ease. It didn't seem like you were reading from your cards. And I also really liked the way you asked questions to the audience, and kind of with a smile, and so it wasn't like you were talking at us. It was a little bit like a conversation, which is always more pleasant. What else? And you also, and it was also a topic that was very close to your heart. It was personal, so that comes through. Your passion came through with that. In terms of, so I loved all those things. As far as sort of ways that you might improve, I was a little bit confused as to what the purpose of the presentation was. There was a lot of information, and so it was more just in terms of the purpose and the flow. And one thing I would say is, and I know I'm probably the only person here, me and Elizabeth, that you don't know, but if you were doing it again, I might say that you might want to start with that part where you said your name and I'm a chef and I've worked here, as opposed to maybe starting with the slides and then saying this is who I am and this is what I'm going to talk to you about today. Because we went right into the pictures, which are wonderful, but then I was thinking what about the shapes, and there was all sorts of information. So just sort of try to think of having a beginning. This is the purpose of my talk, then some content in the middle, and then conclude it at the end. But you did kind of come around to that because you did that at the end, but you might have just maybe switched the order a little bit. As far as what I'm going to remember that sushi is a popular food after drinking, and also that you have a new restaurant opening up, and I'll look forward to hearing more about that. But overall, great job.